The next presentation is near to my heart from the hydro space. Please welcome Wesley Williams to talk about Colorado Hydro.
Hello, my name is Wesley Williams. I work for the Colorado Water Resources and Power Development Authority as the lead analyst for the Small Hydro Loan Program. I would like to discuss today hydropower, how to fund it, and to show that hydropower can be a profitable renewable energy source for communities around Colorado. Did you know the average house in 2015 consumed 10,000 kilowatts of electricity? That's 1.4 tons of coal burned per house. And I wonder, why can't hydropower take on some of that burden? Well, in Colorado, thanks to our mountains and elevation change, we can. The highest point in Colorado is Mount Elbert, and the lowest point is the Arkansas River. That's a vertical or elevation change of 11,000 feet, which is just perfect for small hydropower. This next slide is great because it shows the renewable energy source and how much it costs to construct 1 kilowatt. Hydropower is the cheapest renewable source to build. It is 30% cheaper than wind and 65% cheaper than solar to construct, which is just absolutely perfect for Colorado and our elevation change. The 3 types of hydropower we usually fund are impoundment, which is attached to a reservoir, run of the river, where you take water out of a river and run it through piping and generate hydropower, and conduit, where you put a hydropower unit in already existing infrastructure. How do you become a small hydro? Well, you have to be under 10 megawatts. And this opens you up for a FERC exemption, or Federal Energy Regulation Commission exemption. And it also means that you have small to low environmental impact. And so it also opens you up for these funding sources. Colorado has the cheapest funding sources in the nation for small hydro, thanks to these 2 nonprofit organizations. Mine is at the top, the authority, and the other is the Colorado Water Conservation Board, or CWCB. How do we get our funding for small hydro? Well, our organization has received a capitalization grant from the EPA for 30 years, and we've distributed that for clean water and drinking water around the state. But we saw a real need in 2009 for small hydro, so we set aside $10 million for this program. Our program, one thing to note on this slide is our program is only for governmental agencies, but the CWCB funds non-governmental agencies, so we work together really well, and we have the same terms. So the key ones to look at are the interest rate of 2% and a payback of 30 years. So with an average payback of 30 years and an estimated life of a small hydropower unit of 50 to 100 years, that opens you up for 20 to 70 years of debt-free renewable energy and profit. So funding can be hard, so I want to show how we are comparing against a commercial loan. So our loan at 2% and a commercial loan at 6%, we would save a project $800,000 over the life of the loan, or $30,000 a year. So that's why Colorado has a leg up. So I'd like to talk about some projects that we've funded. So the first one is for St. Charles Mesa Water District. The total project cost was for $900,000, and they generate about 117,000 kilowatt hours of annual power generation. And to put that power generation into a form that's easier to understand, that's 11 average homes. This project will generate $60,000 worth of revenue, but the debt costs $50,000, so they'll be working on a very slim margin, but for 60 years they'll get debt-free renewable energy source of $60,000. The second project is the city of Cortez, a little bit bigger, with a total project cost of 1.9. Their annual power generation is 1 million kilowatt hours, which, once again, to put into perspective, is 100 average homes. This project will generate about $110,000 of annual revenue, and their debt is $70,000. So they'll be making $40,000 of profit as they pay off debt, and then have another 60 years of debt-free renewable energy. The last project I'd like to talk about is Tri-County Water Conservancy District at the Ridgeway Dam. Their total project cost is $18 million, and we only got to be able to fund a little portion of it, but their annual power generation is 22.6 gigawatt hours. And to put that into perspective, that's 2,200 average homes. And yes, I did try to fit 2,000 average homes on there. So this will generate $1.3 million in profit, and they will earn profit of $500,000 for the 20 years they pay off debt. So this is a question we get a lot. And yes, we do have grants. We have feasibility grants that let you open up the door to hydropower for communities so they can explore hydropower and see if a feasibility study allows hydropower to be built in your community. So what can I do? Well, you can reach out to me or Samantha Reefer at the Colorado Energy Office and see if your community has explored hydropower? If they haven't, I will invite them to a free workshop that we put on around the state. So with low-cost interest loan programs, new innovative ways to put hydropower in already existing infrastructure, and with matching grants to open up the feasibility, imagine all the homes powered by water. Thank you.